Good afternoon, everybody. Tom Galucci here with the Mortgage Collaborative. Welcome to our latest TMC Connect broadcast, the encore edition of our launch of TMC CapTrader. I'm going to tell you all about it here, but we're going to give just a minute for our attendees to continue to filter in on the line before we get started, just momentarily. And then just a quick reminder for attendees as you're filtering into today's discussion. This broadcast will be recorded and we will share a link to access that either via our YouTube channel as well as podcast forum in a follow-up email for all registrants to today's discussion. So in the case somebody on your team find the information very useful, we'll have those resource links to be able to pass that along. But being at the top of the hour here, we'll go ahead and get started. So again, as attendees continue to filter in, I want to welcome everybody to the encore edition of our launch webinar for TMC CapTrader. It's TMC's new member exclusive loan trading platform and is powered by the collaborative's newest preferred partner, Blue Water Financial Technologies. And real quick before we jump in today, just to provide some color for the audience, why we're so excited about it with the collaborative is that really we see this platform as a way to offer exclusively TMC members real-time valuations and bid pricing for loan pools big and small, and designed to empower our members of all sizes with tools and technology that the largest lenders leverage in loan trading and to enhance operational efficiencies and profitability. So really excited here because we feel like this offering truly aligns with TMC's culture designed towards leveling the playing field, especially in times like these for smaller to mid-market lenders in particular. So you're going to see today this innovative platform really offers our members, again, of all sizes, the ability to leverage capital markets related services that include MSRs, micro MSRs, excess servicing, second mortgages, whole loan valuation, trading, transfer, digital quality control, and more. So essentially, you can sell anything on this platform in a quick fashion through TMC CapTrader. And with the free access to loan valuation that the CapTrader platform offers, it really gives our members the support and opportunity to run unlimited amount of whole loan and MSR valuations. So I'm excited for you guys to see more. And on that note, I'm going to turn it over to Blue Water's Managing Director, Jay Patel, who's going to introduce us to his team on Blue Water as they're going to be walking you through the platform today and kind of doing a deeper dive into this innovative offering. So Jay, real quick, just remind everyone, any questions, comments, feel free to filter those in the chat. And if we've got time, we'll look to address those towards the tail end of today's conversation. Jay, I'll let you take it from here.
Thanks, Tom. Appreciate it. And thank you to all the attendees and the entire TMC team. We're really excited about this partnership. My name is Jay Patel. I'm a managing director here at Blue Water. And what we're here to show you today is a technology that we've built in partnership with TMC to allow TMC members to price trade, value, transfer, and track any number of mortgage loan assets, whether it's whole loans or seasoned or co-issue mortgage servicing rights. With me today, I have Josh Frogvogel, who's head of product development, Brian Agri, who is head of servicing and transfer oversight and operations here at Blue Water, and myself as well. We're looking forward to show you the value proposition of the platform. And with that, I'm going to transfer it over to Josh to begin the demo. Sorry.
Thanks, Jay. So as Jay mentioned, this is the TMC CapTrader. It's your platform for everyday activities. First up is whole loan, right? Agency execution might not be your best execution. This is a way for you to access additional liquidity from whole loan investors. And with all the workflows we're going to show, whether that's whole loan, co-issue MSR, or seasoned MSR, we're going to have cracked your tape format to whatever's needed on our platform. So as part of the onboarding experience, right, you'll send us a representation of your tape, the one that you work with every day, and we'll take care of cracking that so that you can continue to keep using the format you already use. Everything we're showing you here should be very little lift for you. No investment on your part to access this additional liquidity. So without further ado, I'm just going to upload a tape. This will take just a few seconds. And it was successfully priced. I can come to the pricing pipeline. This will show you a history of all of the tapes that you have uploaded and committed. I can come in here, download indicative pricing. We can review that pricing, and then when we're ready, we'll just click commit. And you can see we've committed it. By default, it will best X to the best investor price for each loan. So you can see this loan was broken out into 2 commitments, 10 to buyer 1, 39 to buyer 2. But there are, you can specify which investor you wish to commit to if you want to override those selections. Co-issue MSR. If you are delivering loans to the agencies, servicing retained, you can come to this platform and upload your tape to get the best X MSR price in much the same way as we just did with the whole loan price. Again, we'll have cracked your tape already. It's just drag and drop. Here. And what you'll get back is a lock key format. Let me show you what that looks like here. Just 1 second. So for each loan in your tape, you will get a price for every agency and remit that you are eligible to commit to. So in the case where you have access to Fannie Mae actual, schedule, Freddie schedule actual, you'll get a price for each of those for each loan. You'll just specify using the lock key which agency remit combination you want to commit to. And then, see here, drag and drop, and confirm. And so compare this to having to ingest an investor's grid, and do all those Excel manipulations. Here, everything is log in, upload a tape, get pricing, and commit. Alternatively, if you're working with a hedge advisor, you can have your hedge advisor send out the tape to this platform, just like they do with every other, and they'll get an automated bid response within a minute, typically, and as well as anyone on a distribution email list that you choose will get that pricing as well. You can make your commit selections and commit the same way. Finally, I want to show you seasoned. We call this Blue Rate. And this is a way for you to get a real-time valuation at the loan level for seasoned MSR. Typically, this would take you weeks to accomplish through a third-party valuation provider. It might cost thousands of dollars. This is free of charge to get a valuation. You can carve up your tape however you like, as many times as you like throughout the day. It's totally free to run to get pricing. What's different about this is that we also show you committable pricing, right? We're able to do this because we have a patent pending technology that is able to replicate investors' loan level valuation model and deliver that to you in real time. And let me upload a Blu-ray tape. So this tape I'm uploading is about 7,000 loans. You might not have tapes that large, but I just wanted to upload a large tape to show you how quick this can be. So about 20 seconds of that has been just getting the data from my browser to the server. Takes another 15, 20 seconds to do the valuation.
Well, Josh, while this is coming back and providing valuation, just one thing to point out. The CapTrader MSR valuation for your MSR portfolio is indicative levels and indicative values. One of the things that clients use it for is a secondary valuation against their existing MSR portfolio valuation provider. So utilizing for just a cursory overview or another peek, another look at no charge of what the value of their MSR portfolio would be in real time. And so one of the things that we like this for is, if you look down below at the portfolio summary, it very quickly provides you a quick look and breakdown of what your portfolio comprises of, from agency and broken out by term, and also broken out by note rate from term. So you got 15 years at note rate bands of 4.5 to all the way down to below 2 3/4, 30-year 2 3/4 and below, all the way up to the highest note rate bands that you have. So you can quickly look at your portfolio and say, oh, well, I've got $1 billion or $500 million or 300 million of UPB that is below a 3.5% note rate. I wonder what that would look like in terms of a trade, and then we can go to that next level. So, sorry, Josh, go ahead.
Thanks, Jay. You can see that at the top here, we did a valuation on 7,624 loans, but then 457 of those loans were excluded from the tape. That could be that the buyer doesn't buy in the state of New York or Puerto Rico, for instance, or maybe they won't buy anything greater than 60 days delinquent. As long as at least one investor can commit to buying those loans, you'll get a committable price. So down below in the total valuation here, you'll see the full 7,624. If we go to committable, that number drops by that excluded loan number. We can download the excluded loans and view them, view the excluded reason, so you can know why those loans are being excluded. In the case of government pools, right? Every loan in a pool needs to be committable. The pools can't be broken up. So in the case where one of the loans in the pool gets excluded for whatever reason, we would exclude the whole pool, so you can be sure that you are not committing in violation. As Jay mentioned, we have a summary of the portfolio stratification here. We also have a more robust stratification report up here in the downloads. So we can get a full stratification on the whole portfolio or just the committable portion. We can also download loan level details, and I'll show you examples of each of those. Here's the full stratification report. And if I scroll down, you can see it's broken out between conventional and government, because they typically have different distributions, right? Conventional, usually a little higher FICO, a little lower LTV. And so the pricing is different. But we will show you, again, Freddie, Fannie, Ginnie, agency by remit. If I scroll down, we get down to balance, FICO, LTV, etc. We can go over, look at interest rate by term, 15-year and 30-year, both conventional and Ginnie Mae, by geography, property and occupancy. So this really is a fulsome stratification report that allows you to get some great insight into exactly where the value in that portfolio is. So let me also pull up valuation details. So if you were to download the loan level details, you would see the entire, loan details of the tape of the loans that you uploaded, as well as the price market value for each and every loan. So contrast that with bidding a bulk tape through the conventional process where they'll give you usually one price for the entire tape. Here you can really see exactly what each loan is worth, what each loan is able to be committed for, et cetera. And so whole loan, co-issue MSR, seasoned MSR, pricing and committing, entirely self-serve, do it as often as you like, carve up tapes as much as you want. We've cracked your format. You can work with the tapes you're already using. Now I'd like to hand it over to Brian to talk about the next step in the process, which is transferring the data in docs after you've made the commitment.
And very quickly, hey, Brian, very quickly, before we kick it over to Brian,
Sure.
I wanted to point out one thing. A number of you on the call have probably been involved with either a bulk sale of whole loan, whether it's an AOT or mandatory delivery, smaller mini bulk package, or a mini bulk or co-issue from an MSR standpoint. And so one of the challenges that exists in the marketplace has always been the transferring of those assets from one platform to another. So you as the seller transferring those loans or that MSR to a new buyer, or even an existing buyer that you've had a previous relationship with, the post-closing investor delivery, quality assurance and quality control that goes along with trading and transferring those assets can be pretty cumbersome. And when you look at, for example, a bulk MSR sale that comprises of, 2, 3, 4, 5,000, 10,000 units, it can get very daunting in terms of tasks for a seller to successfully transfer documents and not have a lot of money hanging out there by way of escrow holdbacks or whatnot. And so what we did and what we looked to do was to mitigate the amount of operational headaches that occur from a flow or bulk transfer to a new or even an existing counterparty that you may be dealing with. And that's where Brian and team have built Super Transfer and all the related products and services and features that go along with it. And so I just wanted to frame that up before we kick it over to Brian. So sorry about that, Brian, go ahead.
Thanks, Jay. Thanks, Josh. Certainly the same vein of what Jay was mentioned. And as you saw in the whole loan and co-issue, you as a seller have the ability to commit loans to multiple buyers. So not only is each individual lender and seller able to sell to multiple buyers off the same platform, whether it's one loan to buyer A, 5 loans to buyer B, et cetera, to buyer C and D, those same buyers are buying from multiple sellers. So on the platform, we have a lot of relationships between multiple sellers and multiple buyers. So rather than have each seller and each buyer work with different boarding file formats, we've developed a process that we call Super Transfer, where we take in the seller's file in their native format, and we normalize and standardize that boarding file. And then we worked with each end buyer to deliver it to them in their required layout with their required enumerations. So getting rid of the operational inefficiencies with the multiple sellers selling to multiple buyers. So there's limited operational work needed on the seller side. They're able to provide their files and their images in their native format. And the buyer is able to receive a data file and images in their required layout. So starting point is getting the data and documents uploaded to the platform. We can do that in a few ways. We have a secure upload available in the UI here where you can drag and drop. So you can zip up a loan package, the data file, the images, and drag and drop right here. We also support SFTP, whether we're pulling from the seller's SFTP site or set up to push to Blue Water TMC SFTP site to kick off the process. We also have API connections set up with a couple of LOS systems where you can push directly from your loan origination platform. So that starting point is we receive a document package. Typically, it's a blob PDF. So the origination image is roughly 500 to 1,000 pages, not necessarily stacked in a specific order or bookmarked. So we have a machine learning model that goes through and indexes. So going through each page, is it the 1003, is it the 1008, the note, the security instrument, initial loan estimates, appraisals, final closing disclosures. And we've worked with each of our end investors as well as with each loan program what the required documentation is to support that transfer. So we've worked to put together what the required documents are that are needed prior to settlement. Anything that is missing through the process, we make available in the portal here for the seller to view, and the buyer is also able to view in real time. So Josh, if you click on view missing documents, we're able to see for each loan in the transfer, what is needed to be uploaded still prior to settlement. Now, uploading here will not automatically clear. So if I upload a flood disclosure for this loan, our process still checks to see, is it a flood disclosure and is it for the property tied to this loan? For the documents that we have indexed out, we run extraction over these loan documents to produce a loan data tape, roughly 1,200 unique data points to build that loan file. And we've worked with our end investors on what they need to service the loan. So we have not just what they need to service to making sure all the data points are present. We also have run through the investor eligibility guidelines. So DTI, LTV, checking anything for a lot of conditions, making sure that credit refreshes were done within guidelines, and then down to basic income calculation to support those DTI calculations. Anything that does kick out, we make it available in an exception remediation portal that the seller has access to view in real time. So they can go in and update values in real time. So Josh, if you go into MERS data is blank, if you click on the remediate button, we can work these in a couple different fashions. One, we can do it at the exception level. So Josh, if you click on the select button and then go over to the date dropdown, we do have controls in place so that valid values are input. So Josh, if you select a date and then save. Oops. Apologies there. So we're able to update values in real time, and we check updating value is not automatically clear. We still check to make sure it's a valid value, and we also refire each of our QC rules every time a value is updated. Josh, you click on the upload data button. We'd also make it available. You can download the loan list and you can update an Excel file and do a bulk update. Now, if you go back to panel and then click on the loan tab, the other way you can work it is at the loan level. So Josh, if you click on remediate on that top loan, we're able to see all exceptions tied to a particular loan. So we can go through it exception by exception on the loan. We do break it out between critical exceptions that require remediation prior to settlement and tier 2 exceptions where a comment will be accepted in lieu of an updated data point. End result, once documents are delivered, exceptions are cleared, and it's ready for settlement, we deliver a loan boarding file in the end investor's required format with their enumerations. For this process, one of the exciting things is we recently had this process certified by certain underwriters at Lloyd's of London. So we are able to offer an insurance wrapper around our process. So any exceptions that we check, if something does fall out where an exception we checked was missed, that led to a rep and warrant breach that led to a repurchase, we are able to, you're able to submit a claim against that insurance policy. The other exciting thing is we are making this process available outside of the transfer space. So we're able to run this process at any point in time. So in a pre-close QC or a post-close QC. So being able to run the same process, uploading the data, checking the documents, checking investor eligibility, and then running a more expanded list of exception checks to ensure that it's a valid loan and meets investor eligibility.
Brian, just one thing to add there. I apologize. I think that's really critical to touch on. What Brian's referencing is that you don't need to transfer or trade loans or MSR to utilize some of the features of CapTrader. One feature being super transfer, exception remediation, and our insured process. If you wanted additional eyes, if you wanted to review data and document accuracy and integrity throughout the life cycle of your loan process, even prior to delivering it to an investor, you could run this through, you could run your production through our exception management remediation system, Super Transfer. And so it is investor agnostic. It is platform agnostic. We could read and write back to a number of platforms, including Ellie Mae ICE or Encompass. And so it could update data and documents and also condition sets within key platforms. Sorry, Brian, go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to circle back to that insurance. So we're very excited about it. I'm going to turn over to Arthur Prieston to give a little bit more background information on the insurance policy itself.
Well, sure, Brian. Thanks, and Jay, thanks for the commentary as well. I think it's important for members. Our members are very concerned about rep and warrants and buybacks, of course, and we all know about the increase in both staffing at the agencies as well as many of the investors in doing lookbacks. So the opportunity that this brings to our members is we spent about a year doing a certification on Blue Water. And we have certain underwriters at Lloyd's of London who have then provided that certification, created a bespoke policy that's geared towards Blue Water and its users. And so besides liquidity, the certification reduces risk of exposure at a variety of levels, obviously in the transfer levels, data levels, document transfers, et cetera, anything that might result in some sort of buyback or risk exposure. But in addition to that, there are multiple other levels that make the user or the member who's using the platform available. And that is, there are rep and warranty policy coverages outside of the Blue Water policy that get added on for any of the data that's associated with the loan, be it fraud or be it misrep or undisclosed liabilities, occupancy, and other issues that usually come up, vis-a-vis the post-funding QC review. And I think that's the feature that's very exciting, and that is that the post-funding review that Blue Water does for its investors is made available as well for our members, and that QC is also insured. So whatever they're doing, whatever they're representing, is also an insured event. And as I think we're looking at August 15th, we're going to have another webinar associated strictly with the QC services that are not only very inexpensive, but at the same time, essentially guaranteed. And so that's a little teaser for the August 15th. And I'll hand it back to you, Brian.
Thank you, Arthur. And I'm going to hand it back to Josh and Jay.
That is it from my side. Again, whole loan, co-issue MSR, seasoned MSR, log in, upload your tapes, carve up your tapes, as often as you want. Completely self-serve, price, value, trade, and then transfer.
Thanks, Josh. Tom, wanted to kick it back over to you. Are there any questions for the team?
Yeah, just open it back up to our audience here. Any last questions you've got before we wrap? Feel free to drop them in. I didn't see anything in the chat. I did make note, and just to verbalize that for the audience, in that follow-up correspondence with the on-demand recording and YouTube video towards today's webinar, we'll also have additional information as well as registration link for that August 15th webinar that Arthur had mentioned around the QC side as well. And then obviously for our members, it's in the chat too, just a link to learn more about TMC CapTrader, or to have kind of a deeper dive conversation or extended demo. I've also dropped in there Jay Patel's email contact information as well. So look forward to having more conversations with you guys about this really exciting platform that can bring a ton of value back to our members.
Right.
And I guess, guys, anything in closing you may want to add before we wrap for today?
Really appreciate your time.
Thank you very much. I know we're very excited to work with the TMC team and excited to roll out CapTrader.
Yeah.
Likewise, and excited to get our members on the platform and see them realizing the just the innovative technology and the game-changing execution that I think CapTrader through our partnership with Blue Water really brings to the table for the membership. So,
right.
Awesome.
I think one thing I want to just add on, and that is we'll have availability of trading between our partners as well, so that it's not just simply investors that are on the other side of the equation, that it's symmetrical in terms of our member relationships with each other. so that they can move loans and MSRs back and forth and on bulk. I also want to mention one thing, and that is this is the only opportunity you'll be able to insure retroactively your last 2 years of loans for any rep and warranty breaches, which is now currently going under scrutiny with the agency. So if you trade on this platform or you use the QC, you can also insure retroactively your loans for other rep and warranty coverages. So that's it for me.
Thank you, Arthur. And thanks, Tom. Thanks to the entire TMC team. Really appreciate everything that you've done to help put this webinar on, and we're looking forward to feedback and next steps.
Our pleasure. Well, we're excited to really continue to launch this partnership with you guys and for our members to realize the value from it. So certainly more to come. Stay tuned, everybody out there. And in the meantime, thank you, Blue Water team, and to our members attending. Hope you have a great afternoon and be on the lookout for our follow-up.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, everybody.
Take
Bye.
care,
Thanks,
everyone.
everyone.
Okay.